Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Sean, and this is a special video. This is the first video on my channel, Retro Rehab. Retro Rehab is about taking old video consoles that are broken and bringing them back to life and repairing them. We'll probably be doing mostly old video consoles, but there may be some newer electronics as well mixed in. Our first video today is going to be repairing a Sega Game-Gear from the 90s. The Game Gear was released in 92 as a rival for the Game Boy. One thing that the Game Gear has that the Game Boy doesn't have is a color screen. So I remember that being a really big deal at the time, and I remember really wanting one at the time. So back in the 90s, Sega decided to use their own proprietary capacitors for the construction of all their Game Gears, and apparently the design really wasn't very good because all of them ended up leaking out the electrolytic fluid. So most of the time when you have a broken Game Gear, all you really have to do is replace the capacitors and it will work just fine after that. So as you're about to see in a moment here, today's Game Gear, it turns on, but it doesn't get any video. It just has a black screen. So let's go ahead, let's test it out, take a look at it, and see what it looks like. Oh, and hey, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe to the channel. I plan on making a bunch more videos, so there should be a lot more content coming. All right, thanks a lot. Turn it on. I'm not seeing anything except the black screen here. So hopefully we can fix this. Looks like we've gotten all screws out. I think there should be 7, but I have 6 here, so I'm missing a screw somewhere. Where are you, screw? Oh, there it is. I see a lot of corrosion right here. But other than that, it looks pretty darn good in here. I can't really tell if the capacitors are leaky. There does seem to be some kind. Oh yeah, the capacitors are all leaky. All right, so looks like we've got some leaky capacitors in there. I would be willing to bet that that's probably what's wrong with this Game Gear. So let's switch those out with some new capacitors, and we will see how it works. There are 3 boards in this. You've got your main board here. I think this is your video board, like it controls the video screen, and then this is the power board here. So we're gonna have to change caps on all of them. So when it came to where I purchased my capacitor replacement from, I had a few options. I could have gone and like sized all the capacitors in the Game Gear and then gone on maybe DigiKey or something and ordered them. A lot of times you can't order capacitors in onesie twosies. You got to order a few. So it just made more sense to find a kit that had somebody who had already done it. The one that I ended up going with was through a company called Retro 6, and I believe they're a British company. I found them just on Google, and they had a kit, the one I purchased, which instead of using all those electrolytic capacitors, actually uses a bunch of ceramics. So this kit only has 3 electrolytics, and that's just to replace the capacitors on the power board. It's probably because you can't replace those capacitors with ceramic for whatever reason. But yeah, the vast majority are going to be replaced with ceramic. And ceramic capacitors pretty much last forever, so that's a really good thing. And they're a lot cleaner looking, I think. The board's just it's got a lot less stuff on it when you're done. Let's go ahead and get in there and replace the capacitors, the leaky ones, with all the ones in this kit. These capacitors don't match exactly the capacitance that is stated on the capacitors, so you just get it close. Like for example, these 4.7s are you would use the 10 for those, and then these R47s are like, I think that's a .47, so you would use a 1 for these. Yeah, there's only the 2 of those. We've got a bunch of stuff in like the 10 microfarad range, and then in the hundreds, let's see, we've got, this looks like a 68 right here. That's a 100. I can't see all this, but anyway, we'll just do it as we go and try to get it right. I'll add some flux to this to try to kind of get these guys. Oh my gosh, that really came out of there. Wow, it's really reacting. That's crazy. It must be reacting with the let's see if I can show you this. As you can see, it started reacting really crazy. It started bubbling all over the place when this stuff hit the battery acid. That was weird. Anyway, go ahead and turn that off. Not able to get this off of here. I have to go to the hot air station to get this thing off. Wow, that is really on there. Doesn't want to come off. There it goes. One down. Another one. Down. These kind of like crack up off the board here. They kind of give them a little bend and a little push and come right up. I'm just going to hold this here until it releases the part. It's really hot. Wow. I did not want to come off there. Man, it is cooking. Let's go ahead and take the board out. We got it out. Two more here. That did not work well. Okay, so we're about halfway through changing out the capacitors on this Game-Gear. I've gone ahead and cleaned up all the burned up flux that was all over the board. All right, let's move on to the soundboard and the video board. So we've got to pull these two out of here. Looks like we've got some kind of a shield on here. Oh man, how's that being held in there? Oh, I see. Okay. Is it gonna... There we go. Gross. You can see that there's some battery corrosion here. I'll probably try to clean that up before I put all this back in. Let's pull this. Looks like the power board. So let's go ahead and pull it out and get these. Well, let's just pull it out first. Power board. Looks like the shield needs to come off in order to get the soundboard out. Shield is out. Yikes. And it's off. That was easy. Let's pop some hundreds on here. Looks pretty darn good. All right, let's take a look at this this power board here. So I think the only three on here that we have to replace are these three. I guess that's probably why there's only three in the power board bag. So let's go ahead and do that. Looks like there's a big, a medium, and a small one. So I probably don't need to keep track where they go because it's going to be obvious. I guess probably the best way to do it is just to use the heat gun again. That doesn't work. Try it with some flux and a soldering iron. There we go. It's kind of dropped out of there. Is it not hot enough? Yep. Awesome. Let's try that with the other one. How about, buddy? There it is. Put them in the graveyard. On these electrolytic capacitors, don't forget that you have to get the stripe side is ground. If you put it on there backwards, it's gonna pop in your face. Actually, I don't know if that'll happen, but I think it will. Okay, what do you say we get this guy put together and see if it works? Moment of truth is coming. It's really easy to forget a step when you're putting these things back together. Like forget to put, for example, one of the buttons back in, or missing a screw, or reconnecting a cable. So it's good to take your time and just make sure that you're getting everything together right, so you don't have to take it apart and do it all again, because that is not fun. Now watch me make that mistake. I wouldn't put it past me. Oh, see? I just did it. I told you I'd do it. I forgot to put the little orange button on. That's coming back out. I knew I'd do that. Well, I wanted to do it without removing the whole board, but I don't think that's going to happen. There we go. I think before I screw it all together, I'm going to see if it works. Okay, here's the moment of truth. It's a little dark. It's working, but I can't see it. Is there a brightness setting on here? Okay, there's your volume. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see that there. It totally works. Fixed it. Sonic Chaos. It's pretty amazing. everything seems to work. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.